This episode of Chat Chow is brought to you by Johnson & Wales University North Miami, the leader in culinary education. Stay tuned after the show for the Culinary Insider to learn practical tips for the everyday foodie.
Welcome to Chat Chow, an online weekly show interviewing Florida's food personalities. We offer tasty talk that'll whet your appetite. On today's episode, we'll be speaking with Grace Della, founder of Miami Culinary Tours.
We're drinking refajo, which is a very exotic drink actually. It's a Colombiana, which is a Colombian beer, and they mix it with a cream soda that you can find in the United States, only from Colombia. So what they do is they mix it and they call it a refajo drink. Refajo. That's like everybody in Colombia drinks
Typical
this.
drink.
Typical drink.
Okay, let's
Cheers.
taste. Cheers. Now, it's funny because we kind of do the same thing, right? We both take people on culinary journeys, and you have Miami Culinary Tours?
Yes.
Okay, so how did that start?
One time I was at my mom's house. She loves to cook, and that's her passion. And I was thinking, Mom, you're retired, but you're always with food, and you love people. So we put these, culinary tours. We created these culinary tours, and this was like 10 years ago. I started with everything with like a Little Havana Food Tour, everything Cuban inspired.
Right, and why not? We're in Miami.
Yeah, we're in Miami, and people wanted to know more about, the culture and the food. So the concept, at least for when we started with my mom and now, is we want to show you a culture that you don't know, but let's taste it. Let's learn through the food. So that's pretty much, the idea of what Miami Culinary Tours is.
Okay. And now you have more than one tour. You have a South Beach tour, and you still have the Little Havana tour. Are there other tours that you offer also?
Yeah, so we have the South Beach Food Tour, the Little Havana Food Tour, the Miami City Food Tour, which we go to South Beach, the Design District, Wynwood, Little Havana, and then back to the beach. And then we have a Cuban-inspired food tour.
4 tours. Now, what can somebody expect on a tour? How does it start? You get an intro. How many restaurants do you typically go to? Walk somebody through, an experience real quickly.
Okay, perfect. Yes. We try to give you in 3 hours a glimpse of places that could be hole-in-the-wall delicious to all the way up to 5-star gourmet.
Awesome.
So you're gonna come to the tour, and you're gonna experience between 6 to 8 different restaurants.
Okay.
Some of them we're gonna be sitting down, having cocktails and tasting that typical food from that country. Either being Italian, country Italy, or types of cuisine Italian, Argentinian, Cuban, French, Spanish. So 3 hours we do food. But we also cover, tidbits about the history and architecture of the neighborhood where we are. In our tours, 30% is history and architecture, 30 to 40, and then 60% we focus on eating,
right,
and explaining what you're eating. We go to 6 to 8 different restaurants. At least they're like, I have never been at Bolivar, oh my God, or I have never been at Goyo or at Cevicherie. And so they always learn not only about the place where they live, but the restaurants we have heard. I never had, for example, refajo.
Right.
I had no idea. You're a local.
Exactly.
Did you know about refajo?
I had no idea.
Okay, exactly. So, or causa, for example.
Causa I do know.
Oh, you know.
I know causa,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, good.
But I don't know refajo.
How about chaufa?
No, I don't.
That's another thing, so the dishes that we choose are things that you're not, for people that are not locals, but even locals, that you're not gonna find, obviously locals find them here if you know that they exist. But we try not to feature food that if you're in another city, if you walk 3 blocks, you're gonna get it at your deli, anywhere you are.
And have you ever had a crazy passengers, a crazy story with anybody on the tour?
Yes, actually,
I'm looking for something. What do you got?
Actually, that's funny that you asked this because it just happened recently.
Did it? Uh-oh. We don't have to mention any names.
Okay.
We don't want to embarrass anybody.
these ladies came to the tour and they took their clothes because they had bikinis, right?
Okay.
And very high heels. And it was, you know, we do lunch tours and dinner tours, and it was at night. And, you know, great, it's South Beach, but walking with a bikini at 9 o'clock in South Beach with high heels and going into the restaurants that we go to, we had to be like, you can't do that. So that was hilarious. It just happened last week.
I can picture it.
Yeah, I'm like, no bikinis.
Bikinis and high heels, no ladies, no bikinis and high heels.
Not for a food tour. Yeah.
Well, Grace, thank you so much for being on the show. Cheers.
Cheers.
One more for my, what is it again?
Rifajo.
Refajo. I like it.
Hello, I'm Chef Alan Bergman from Johnson & Wales University Miami campus, and today I'm going to be talking to you about salads. We have a class in Johnson & Wales University called Garde Manger, and in that class we teach about salads. And I like to encourage my students to make a salad that involves textures, colors, and flavors. Today we have baby mesclun greens. I ask my students to try adding maybe some arugula to it for some more flavor. I also ask them to chiffonade, which is a classical cut, maybe some bok choy, or add some bean sprouts, some dried fruits, maybe a variety of nuts. I also ask them to introduce color and look for variety of colors. We tried some heirloom tomatoes today. Over here we have some red oak leaf lettuce and some Belgium endive. I asked the students to try putting together a plate that looks colorful, flavorful, and has textures to it. Over here we have a final finished product of all these variety of foods that we brought with us today. I hope you enjoyed today's little demonstration, and I hope to see you on campus one day.